Hello everyone, I thought I would give you a tour of how we organized our room for our month-long cruise. We are doing back-to-back cruises. The first cruise was 14 days, and this cruise is currently 12 days, and I believe we are on day number 20 out of 26. So before I go in the room, please excuse the mess. It's not that bad. Our room steward hasn't been in to clean it yet, and we're currently in Greenland today, and we got off the ship, booked a tour, and then we got back on because it doesn't start till 11:30, so we'll be leaving in about half an hour, so that's why there's a bunch of stuff on the bed. But our room is 10528 on the Norwegian Star, and let me take you along and show you. So first thing I'm going to show you is this area. So my dad keeps his laundry up there and his Bible, and then that's our folder over there for like all our excursions that we planned, and then the room just gave us a nice blanket, life jacket, and then my dad keeps his hat there, and then the safe, and then this is the closet. And we are allowed to get extra hangers. Those ones are for our jackets. But I asked for 20 extra hangers, and I kind of took over the closet, but with the hangers I didn't use. My dad hung up his shirts, and so now the closet is a bit of a mess, really, because I tried to keep my pants over on this side, but then there were only these hangers left, so then some of my pants went over there, so it was organized to begin with, but now after 20 days it's a bit different. And then I follow D&J on Paro DJ, and they just got back from a world cruise, and they recommended bringing this laundry hamper. And so on Norwegian you can do $34 a bag if you get the coupon, which usually comes around day 3 or 4. So near the end of the cruise I'm going to send in my laundry again. And then this is where I keep my shoes. So these are my flip-flops. I haven't used that, so that's why it just sits there. And then these are my shoes for when I'm walking around the ship. And then these are my shoes for when I'm out in port doing a bunch of excursions. And then with these shelves, I've kind of used them all. So I have my pajamas here. Can't really see that well. So pajamas here, and then underwear there. And then I have dresses because I didn't know if there would be formal night, but there hasn't. And then socks here. And then I brought some Uno games along, so there's that there. And then in here, you can't really see that well, just like swimming gear and stuff like that. So my bathing suit. And then I have my bras in here, and then I have stuff that I need to wash in the sink down there. And so that's the closet, and then I just put that bag up there for storage. I don't know if I'm bringing it home with me yet or not. And then also another thing that D&J suggested was this organizer. And so it's been really handy. I've just stuck it on the back of the bathroom door, and my dad keeps a lot of his stuff up there. And then these are my extra supplements that I have, and then these are all the supplements that I take on a daily basis. And then in here there are like cough drops, and then Advil, and then Lactaid pills. I haven't needed any of those, and Gravel, haven't needed any of that. And then Imodium, haven't needed any of that, just wanted to be prepared. And then in the last pocket there is a bunch of hand sanitizing wipes, Band-Aids, I have used those, as you can see, sunscreen, and then some kind of like polysporin, and then just a thermometer in case I needed it, but I haven't needed it, so none of those have been used. And then I also brought some polysporin along, and then there are also pockets on here, so if you're interested in any of these, I will put D&J's Amazon link store in the description. And I'm just doing it to be nice. I don't get anything from it, but this is where I got my stuff from. And then my dad also keeps this box for charging in here. This is where we keep our hats. I haven't needed this hat at all. I more like brought a winter hat and wear that some of the time. My dad keeps his hat right here, but it's currently on the bed. And then over here is our counter, so I keep the Freestyle Daily here. I have a bottle of hand sanitizer here. Here's the laundry coupon, and then here, it's upside down, but here's the spa services. On this cruise, I got my bronze pin, so I just left that there. And then these are for charging my GoPro batteries. This is an extension cord I brought along, and this is a regular plug-in, but this one is not a regular plug-in. I don't know how well you can see that. Those are the ducks I found so far, and then that's my memory card. These are from my GoPro. I also brought this fan along because I've heard the room is really hot, but it has a thermostat that you can change the temperature, so I have not needed to use the fan. And then the hair dryer is right here. This goes with the fan. I bought this off of Amazon. Highlighter here for highlighting stuff I want to do in the Freestyle Daily, just like that. Went to this and this morning, and then we're gonna get off soon. And then I'll show you in the drawers. So I have my bag that I take with me on shore, and then this is my stand for GoPro. I have like a lot of diamond art I haven't finished, and then I bought this shirt that was made with using PEI dye, so I want to take that home. And I have my old card, and then a CD I bought, and then some other GoPro stuff. And then down here I've kept the chocolate I'm giving to people, stuff for me, my backpack, my sunglasses, and then my laptop is under there. And then my dad just keeps some of his like socks and other things in that drawer. And now I thought I'd show you the bathroom. So I really like this bathroom. So it just has lots of space. So here's like the toilet area, toilet paper, all of that. And then the shower. Towels are obviously down there. And I've kept my shampoo over there, shaving. And then there's shampoo and conditioner there and body wash there. And then you have those towels right up there. Here's your Kleenex. We didn't organize any of that. That's just where it is. Over here, I have my hair towel. I just left that on a hook on the door. And then this mirror also comes with the room. And then my dad keeps all of his supplements up here. That's where he keeps his toothpaste and floss and toothbrush. And I keep my hairbrush there. This is where he keeps all of his stuff. And then I have my mouthwash here. And then I have mineral oil in case I get sore ears. That really helps. But I haven't needed to open it yet, so I'm thankful for that. And then there is a shaver only plug-in right there, and it's a maximum of 50 watts. And there was a lady who asked at a Q&A if she could use it for more than that, and they said no, only for shavers. And then there's soap here, and then there's usually lots of towels around here. And then this is where I keep my toothbrush, tooth floss, toothpaste, all of that stuff in this bag. I have my makeup. And then in this bag, down here, I have all of my skincare, and then magnesium, and then for stuff I need to wash in the sink, and then my hair products. And then I leave my straightener down there, and then like obviously the garbage. And that's what is in the bathroom. And then here are the beds. My dad has laundry that they need to pick up. So these are just the beds, and in between the beds there is like a nightstand. And so what I do is I leave the remote here overnight so that when I wake up I can turn to channel 11 or 12 because that's the ship channels. And then under the lights they have this USB that you can plug into. So I plug my phone there and then I leave it there. And then we got a room with a connecting door. We had really nice neighbors the first cruise, and I can't say our neighbors aren't nice the second cruise, we just have never talked to them. And so we've got pictures here, so we've left them here. And then our phone is here, and then my dad keeps his shoes there. And then over here we're keeping all of our Freestyle Dailies until the end of the cruise. And then like this is our area. This is kind of messy right now. My dad's bronze pin. And then this is a charger, so it looks like that. I brought the right charger along. Here's some USBs. We also brought that along, but that takes up too much space. And then we brought this along. So this plugs into, this plugs into this, which plugs into this, which then you can also add more USBs. We also brought some hooks along to to put on the wall, but our room already had some. And then there's all the room service stuff and other Freestyle Dailies. And then my dad keeps some of his clothes under there. And then we keep our suitcases under the bed, and I forgot to show you the fridge. So this is the fridge. I keep my cases for my vitamins up there, and then because we're getting ready to go out, one water bottle goes here, another water bottle goes there, and we keep the ducks that I'm hiding up there, and then everything I've won so far I've kept up there, and then the other water that we've ordered is up there, and it's also in one of my suitcases just because we didn't have enough room in the beginning. And then my coat is not normally there. Like I said, we're going ashore in about 10 minutes. And then my dad's sleep apnea machine, and then this is the couch. And what I really like about the couch is it has this nice seating area right where the TV is, because any of the other ships that we have been on, the couch has always been over there. And so if you want to watch the TV, then you have to sit on the bed. And then the stool is right there. And then this couch can also turn into a bed. And what I really like is, I didn't realize this until the end of the first cruise, but they have this thing where you can bring it around, and it works to actually bring it around twice. And then you can just put it on there, and then you can have more views. And then our balcony, to unlock the balcony, it's currently locked, so then you need to slide it upwards like that. And then you bring this down, and then here is our balcony, the chairs and the table. And this is our view of Greenland. We were last here on a Saturday, and I think it's Thursday today. Yes, it's Thursday. It's 10:51 in the morning, and I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that I forgot to mention. It's the same thing with the light over there. It also has a USB that you can plug into. Garbage is under there. My dad keeps his sleep apnea machine down here. But since we were on the cruise for a month, I just wanted to show you how we've organized our room, and hopefully that maybe gives you some ideas about how you can organize your room, and seeing the space that we have, especially in the bathroom. There's tons of space. So I hope this video was able to help you in some way.